Welcome to the unboxing and setup of Starlink. So this is a standard package, and the first step is going to be getting inside the box and seeing what comes in the box. Yeah, so it looks like you remove these straps from the side. Whoops. So there you go. There's everything. So we do get the Starlink, the satellite itself. That's what that looks like. Anyway, we'll get back to that. So let me just put it on the side here. And then we have instructional paperwork, basically just diagrams showing you how to set this thing up. And then we have the router. So the router has an Ethernet port and what I believe to be a power port. And then it has some nice rubber stands. So I believe it sits like this on any surface or desk. I'm not sure what this is. Let's investigate this. Oh, two extra Ethernet ports. So, and this is very solid, weatherproof. So even if you leave this outside, it's not gonna get rained on. So that's fine. We have a very long power cord. Is this really a power cord, or is it the? This looks like the cord that goes from the router to the satellite, and it's very long. I'm not sure if they said how long it is. But it looks like an RJ45 end to end. So this should go from the router to the satellite. Then now we have the power brick and power cable. Yeah, so this is definitely the power cord. And there should be something I'm not seeing here. Oh, there was something that fell from behind. Okay, it's here. So there's this. This is a fused cable. Yeah, so this is the other half of the power cable, and of course there's a power adapter in between. So according to the manual, the first step is to scan this QR code, and that should take us to starlink.com and sign in. And then the next step should be connecting the cable from the satellite to the router, and then the router to power. And then step 3 is to set it up in an open space away from trees, as you can see. And then step 4 should be trying to link them up. Okay, so let's follow this. Screen recording starts here. So I'm gonna grab my phone and then go to the camera app of my phone and scan that QR code, and then tap on the link that it takes me to. And then it's leading me to either choose the App Store or the Google Play Store. Since I'm on iPhone, I'm going to go to the Apple App Store and download the correct Starlink application. So here's Starlink. Next step should be connecting the devices. So I'm going to go to the back of this Starlink. So that's where the cable goes in there. You've seen that. So I'm going to take one end of this cable and connect it to there. It's really hidden just to sort of weatherproof it. I think it should be inside. Let me just confirm. Oh, now it's inside. So that's done. Next step is to connect this other end of the same cable to the RJ45 port on the router, this one. So this is the one that connects to the satellite. Don't use any of the ones inside here. It has to be this one with the satellite icon. Okay, so let's push that in there. You kind of have to force it in there because it's trying to be weatherproof, because some people leave this stuff outside, so it really tries to protect itself against the weather. Okay, so that's that. Next is power. Let's connect this end of the power cable to a power outlet. There you go. And then connect this into the adapter. They all need quite a bit of effort to put them inside there, but make sure you apply that effort, and it goes, this part goes completely snug with the adapter. And then now let's connect this thing to power through the router. So this goes in here. Once again, some effort required until everything is completely snug. All right. So now the Starlink should be ready to go. So let's just give it a couple of moments before we get to the phone and start setting up. So now that everything is ready, let's go back to the app and let's tap on start setup. And then it's going to ask us if we are choosing the standard one or the Gen 3. Okay. So I'm going to choose Gen 3 because mine is actually the Gen 3. And then I'll hit confirm. It says find the best spot for Starlink. I have a clear view. So I've already set it up with a clear view. And so I'll just tap on I have a clear view. And then it says plug in Starlink. It's currently plugged in. So I'll say my Starlink is plugged in. And then it's going to ask for my Wi-Fi network. So you will need to set up and configure a third-party router to connect to Starlink, or skip for now and connect later by signing in. So I'm gonna skip connecting for now. It says Starlink unreachable, connect to Wi-Fi. So I'll go to Wi-Fi and look for available Wi-Fi networks. And then you can see Starlink has already created its own Wi-Fi network. So tap on that to join the Wi-Fi network created by Starlink. And now it's raining, so we might have to pause this video and come back later. I'll go back here and go to connect to Wi-Fi. I've already connected to Wi-Fi. It's an unsecured network, as they're saying. So before that, it says determining alignment. Adjustment may be necessary in a moment for best performance. So I'm going to wait for it to analyze that. It's also currently downloading the software update necessary. So I'm going to select configure so that I can configure my Starlink Wi-Fi network. So I'm going to call it WebPro star, and then I'll put the password. Of course, if a pop-up like this appears, just select allow. Then hit enter, and it's currently applying settings. So once it's configured, I'll just hit connect and join that particular Wi-Fi network. Starlink is currently booting up. So there you go. So it says activate Starlink now. Yeah, so when you tap on activate Starlink, it already knows the serial number because I've already connected to its own Wi-Fi. So all I need to do now is put in my email address, which I'm gonna do right now, and then I'll choose new account so that I can create a new account. And then it says choose a service. So before you choose your specific service, you want to put in your address at the bottom. So just tap there, and the easiest way to do it, the easiest thing to do is to let the GPS just determine your location. So tap on the GPS icon, say allow while using app, and then Starlink would like to use your location. You want to go ahead and allow that so that it automatically picks up your location. You hit search, and then now you should be able to see all the options available for you. So currently I have residential, which starts at 1,300 in my local currency, which is Kenya shillings per month. I have the roaming service. I have business service, which is 4,200 per month. That is high speed priority. Now, since I just want to test this out first, I'm going to choose residential. Then we'll see how to change it much later. So I'm going to choose that, and then I'll tap on continue to checkout. it's gonna take me to checkout, and then it says activate Starlink device ID to activate. That's the device ID. So activation charge, there's an additional one-time charge to purchase Starlink services as required by local authorities. Customers in Kenya must provide identifying information to receive service. Customers will also be required to submit a copy of a photo ID. So let's scroll down. So we have the activation fee of 6,500 Kenya shillings, which is the one-time activation fee. And then, of course, we have the residential package, which I'm taking, which is going to be 1,300 per month. That's what I'm taking. So that's 50 gigs. And then, so total due right now to activate this Starlink is going to be 9,750. So I'm going to hit checkout, and then let's put in the rest of our information for our account. So my contact information is right there. Then I'll put in my name, and then I'll put in my last name, then I'll put in my phone number. This is all stuff you have to put. Then I'll put my address, and then I'll put everything else is additional except city, which I'll just choose Nairobi. State, province, country is Kenya. Everything is fine. And then, of course, for payment method, you can either choose card or mobile money. So I'm going to choose mobile money, and then I'll scroll down and finish this transaction. So to finish this transaction, there's something I haven't put in. Is it my country? Let me update my account, and then now I can go to mobile money and place my order. So it says Starlink order confirmed, and then it's gonna charge me. I'm just gonna put in my information, and then it says welcome to Starlink. So I have an email, service activation confirmation, Starlink order confirmed. Now it says the next page is set up password. This is going to be the password for your Starlink account, not for the Wi-Fi network. This is for your Starlink account that we'll be using to manage your Starlink. So I'll tap on set up password, and then I'll go and set up my password, and then let's set up password. Enter the username for this account. So that's the username I'm going to enter, and then tap on save. So hopefully by now we have set up everything that we need to be using Starlink. It says regulations require that additional information must be provided before your service can be activated. So let's update that. Are you a resident of Kenya? Yes. So this is basically because of the country I live in. So it's going to ask for my full legal name. So once you put in your identification information, you should be good to go. Okay. So now let's check obstructions. So this should be where you operate your Starlink from. So for instance, you can install updates right now. You can look at the statistics. Let's have statistics. You can see the ping success, latency, and stuff like that. Let's go and check out the speed test. Let's start a speed test and see what Starlink is all about. So for the very small package, it's about 75, about 80 Mbps, which is, I mean, good enough for home use. And then upload. So that's how to set up Starlink. I'm gonna make subsequent videos, but that's basically the initial setup for Starlink. This is where your settings are, your support, everything is right here, and you operate everything from right here. So stay tuned. I'll be making subsequent videos on how to change Wi-Fi password, how to change location and stuff like that. Thanks for watching, and good luck.